Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq issues a royal decree. The Governorate of Dhofar stresses on the readiness of all sectors for the Kharif season. And a workshop in Muscat reviews the efforts to enhance entrepreneurship in the Sultanate of Oman. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq issued a royal decree number 38/2023 on appointing a permanent representative for the Sultanate of Oman at the World Tourism Organization in Madrid. Article 1 appoints Omar bin Saeed al-Kitriri, the Sultanate of Oman's ambassador accredited to the Kingdom of Spain, as the permanent representative for the Sultanate of Oman at the World Tourism Organization in Madrid. Article 2, this decree shall be published in the official gazette and shall come into effect from the date of its issue. His Excellency General Sultan bin Mohammed Al Nu'mani, Minister of the Royal Office, received His Excellency Abdullah bin Saud Al Anzi, Ambassador of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, accredited to the Sultanate of Oman. During the meeting, the two sides discussed the strong fraternal relations between both countries and the areas of cooperation and exchange talks on issues of common interest. His Excellency the Ambassador hailed the strong relations between the Sultanate of Oman and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. His Excellency Salim bin Mohammed Al Mahrouki, Minister of Heritage and Tourism, stressed that the preparations are in place with the various relevant authorities to receive the Kharif season in the Governorate of Dhofar.
It's not only the ministry that is prepared, but all related government bodies who have been working quietly for some time, and as usual, to make sure that preparation will be up to the standard in terms of safety and services on the road. And once you are in Dhofar, you have choices as where to go. There are a number of new destinations that will be available. We are keen to make sure that the quality of standard of rating of the hotels and hospitality are being improved in terms of hygiene, in terms of courtesy. This is an opportunity that should be capitalized by all those working in the sector. I think it is clear that Dhofar, Monsoon and Kharif is in a position to attract and to make a difference in terms of recovering away from the profound and adverse impact of COVID. There are a number of ongoing projects that are in the making. However, there are talks and negotiation with potential investor within the country and from abroad as well. The Dhofar region is very promising. It has a number of captivating elements that attracts investor, and I do hope before long that we'll be able to break the ground, inshallah.
Within the framework of following up the preparations for Kharif season in the Governorate of Dhofar, His Highness Sayyid Marwan bin Turki Al Saeed, Governor of Dhofar, held a meeting with the bodies concerned. The meeting aims to highlight the preparations for Kharif season as well as activities enlisted in the agenda. The meeting affirmed the readiness of Salalah Airport, which is expected to witness an increase in the number of international flights by 99% and domestic flights by 40% compared to last year. Royal Oman Police delivered visual presentation on organizing traffic and traffic safety through various border ports leading to the Governorate. The Sultanate of Oman participated in the work of the Second Arab Forum for Equality entitled One Voice, Equality in Food Security, which is organized by the United Nations Economic and Social Commission for Western Asia in the Lebanese capital, Beirut. The forum aimed to complete the dialogue on inequality in the Arab region, discussing its trends and effects resulting from current global and regional development, with a focus on food security as one of the current forms of inequality, as well as presenting and discussing best practices in the field of social protection. The delegation of the Sultanate of Oman was headed by Her Excellency Dr. Leila bint Ahmed Al Najjar, Minister of Social Development. The Small and Medium Enterprises Development Authority organized a workshop to discuss the government efforts exerted to promote entrepreneurship and enhance the SMEs sector. Here's a report.
In support of small and medium enterprises through packages of facilities, incentives and exemptions in line with the needs of the local market and the access of services and products of these institutions to global markets, the Small and Medium Enterprises Development Authority organized a workshop that reviewed government efforts to promote entrepreneurship and advance the sector as a basic pillar in the national economy.
We have started in 2019 in collaboration with SMEs development authorities in order to represent Oman in the Global Entrepreneurship Monitor. The main aim of the Oman Global Entrepreneurship Monitor is to evaluate the entrepreneurship sector in Oman in order to find what are the challenges and what are the opportunities in order to grow this sector in Oman.
The workshop also comes to introduce the capabilities that support the entrepreneur and facilitate his pioneering journey in this field through specialized training programs in feasibility studies, marketing, project management, consulting, and innovative financing, in addition to other programs in cooperation with the private sector.
The Global Entrepreneurship Monitor is one of the highest indicator in the world, which is evaluating the entrepreneurship sector in order to find some solutions to this sector. Through the Oman Global Entrepreneurship Monitor, we are exactly publishing one of the national report, which is evaluate the sector through different entrepreneurship activities.
The workshop stresses the importance of integration and harmony between government and private agencies to serve the small and medium enterprises sector and raise their contributions to achieving the goals set through programs and initiatives to enable them and put future targets into practice in various sectoral strategies.
Petroleum Development Oman celebrated the graduation of a new batch of its training program, Imdad, which was implemented in cooperation with the Musleh platform. The training program was in the fields of plumbing, air conditioning, and repairing electrical faults. 228 Omani youth will join labor market after completing training courses in the technical fields. It is worth mentioning that Imdad program is one of the pillars that support freelancing in the Sultanate and enable Omani youth to involve into this field. The ceremony was presided over by His Excellency Sayyid Salim bin Musallam Al-Busaidi, Under Secretary of the Ministry of Labor for Human Resources Development. With the participation of a number of health cadres from various governorates of the Sultanate of Oman, the Ministry of Health launched the national guideline for initiatives of child-friendly hospitals, which is considered one of the best breastfeeding programs. His Excellency Dr. Saeed bin Kharib Al-Lamki, Under-Secretary of the Ministry of Health for Health Affairs, presided over the ceremony. More details in the following report.
National Guide of Baby-Friendly Hospital Initiative BFHI was launched today in the presence of His Excellency Dr. Saeed bin Harb Al-Lamki, Minister of Health and the Secretary for Health Affairs. The launching ceremony was attended by Directors General in the Governorate, hospital directors, health workers, as well as maternal and infant health care providers. The ceremony included a training workshop aimed to introduce the National Guide provisions, challenges faced by the institutions in implementing this initiative, and the BFHI international evaluation requirements. About 150 health workers have participated in the training workshop. It's worth mentioning that Baby-Friendly Hospital Initiative BFHI was launched by WHO and UNICEF in 1991. The Sultanate of Oman was one of the countries initiated the implementation of the BFHI in 1992. At that time, all the hospitals in the Sultanate of Oman obtained the international accreditation. A National Centres team has been formed in 2022, supported by UNICEF, to evaluate this initiative across all the health institutions in the country. In addition, 59 nurses from various governorates have been trained on the international breastfeeding program, and breastfeeding clinics were opened in most of the hospitals. Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rubi'i, Sultanate of Oman Television, Muscat.
Still to come in our news bulletin. The tourism season this year is witnessing an increased number of visitors in the Sultanate of Oman. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. The latest weather maps and analysis of the National Multi-Hazard Early Warning Center indicates that the development of tropical system to a tropical cyclone category 1 in the center of the Arabian Sea. Wind speed around center is estimated between 65 to 82 knots, and it is 1,140 kilometers away from the Sultanate of Oman's coast. It is likely to intensify into a tropical cyclone category 2 during the next 24 hours, with no direct impact on the Sultanate of Oman's atmosphere within the next 3 days. The Civil Aviation Authority calls upon all to follow up the bulletins and reports issued by it. The tourism season this year is witnessing an increased number of visitors and promotional efforts that enhance the services and tourist facilities in the Sultanate of Oman. A number of governorates and their wilayas are distinguished by moderate atmosphere this time of the year, such as Al-Jabal Al-Akhdar, the governorate of Dhofar, and various other sites in the country. The bodies concerned are exerting great efforts to prepare activities and events that go in line with the tourism season, as well as to develop infrastructure along with other projects that serve this vital sector. A ceremony was held in the wilaya of Bushehr at Governorate of Muscat for the opening of a Loft Muscat Hotel. The opening ceremony was presided over by His Excellency Salim bin Mohammed Al Mahrouqi, Minister of Heritage and Tourism. More details in the following report.
Featuring loft style and state-of-the-art facilities, a Loft Hotel, the design-driven hotel brand, which is part of Marriott Bonvoy, has been officially opened in Ghala, in the Wilaya of Bushehr in Muscat Governorate. The grand opening of a Loft Muscat marked the brand's debut in the Sultanate of Oman.
Well, it provides yet another choice for business community as a destination, given the kind of facility that exists here. And therefore, it added a value to the chain of service within the sector. And the issue of sustainability and job employment is another factor that is welcome. And I do hope that we can see other following the lead in that regard. The components of this newly grand opening hotel looks promising and reasonable, and therefore it provides itself as a destination that is embedded and connected to the whole chain of the sector.
With 193 guest rooms, Aloft Muscat is anchored in design, culture, and music. The hotel brings the brand's bold modern style to the capital and its vibrant social scene with buzzing open spaces to connect.
We are all happy to have such an iconic building hotel with professional management. This, of course, will be added to the tourism sector in Oman. Having this kind of hotels will of course enhance the capability of Oman, and we have a lot of things to be seen in Oman, and we hope to see many more such hotels in all over Oman.
It's a 4-star hotel. It's a select brand of Marriott. We have 4 F&B outlets, and we have recharge gym. We have refuel cafe, and we want to cater to the youth and the youngsters of Oman. And we are, as you can see, we have a very vibrant, colorful aesthetics, and it's a very tech-savvy sort of brand. So I think it's much needed in the Sultanate, which gives a different feeling when you enter this hotel and get the service.
Located 10 minutes away from Muscat International Airport, Aloft Muscat is within easy reach of a host of cultural and leisure attractions. The hotel will also act as a wonderful base to explore the dynamic city of Muscat and the intriguing expanses of the rest of Oman. Salih bin Khalfan al-Rahbi, Sultanate of Oman Television, Muscat.
Organized by Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Women in the Tourism Sector Forum started in Muscat today. This forum comes with an aim to enable women in the sector and promote their experience. More details in the following report.
Organized by Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Women in the Tourism Sector Forum started today in Muscat with the participation of a group of Omani women who have outstanding experiences in the tourism sector. The forum also comes to promote learning opportunities to enhance the role of women and ensure sustainability. Women empowerment, exchange of knowledge, experiences and successful practices in the tourism sector were amongst the main desired outcomes of this forum. In addition to strengthening capabilities and acquiring the best ways to develop and manage tourism business.
This forum has been very good, in the way that the participants have showed us the ways how they have started and where they have reached after they have developed themselves and used all the techniques which have led them to be in the leading position in the tourism sector.
The forum is considered a platform to encourage innovation and leadership in the tourism sector, as ideas and proposals are exchanged through which support and funding can be obtained to implement these ideas and turn them into successful projects. It's noteworthy of mention that this forum also discusses challenges and enhances cooperation for joint projects in the tourism industry.
And now for the international world, intense Canadian wildfires are blanketing the northeastern U.S. in a despotion haze, turning the air acrid and the sky yellowish gray and prompting warnings for vulnerable populations to stay inside. The effects of hundreds of wildfires burning across the western provinces to Quebec could be felt as far away as New York City and New England, blotting out skylines and irritating throats. U.S. authorities issued air quality alerts. Hazy conditions and smoke from the wildfires were reported across the Great Lakes region from Cleveland to Buffalo. A smoky haze that hung over New York City much of the day Tuesday thickened in the late afternoon. obscuring views of New Jersey across Hudson River and making the setting sun look like a reddish orb. In the Philadelphia area, dusk brought moreover to lavender haze. A video posted on Twitter shows a hazy orange smoke over Ottawa in southeastern Ontario yesterday morning. Fires remain active in neighboring Ontario and the Alberta as dry conditions are high and temperatures have contributed to an intense start to the wildfire season across central Canada, as according to the latest Quebec government latest informs that 152 fires are currently active in the area. There have been 422 fires in the province so far this year, affecting over 226,000 acres. Environment Canada on Monday issued several air quality and smoke warnings across Quebec and southeastern Ontario, urging residents in some areas to wear respiratory and stay indoors. Spain has experienced its hottest spring in over 60 years of record, keeping the average temperatures almost 2 degrees Celsius above average. The National Weather Agency reported today the country also shows its second driest ever spring on record, behind that 1995, the AMET agency said, as a prolonged drought hits its key agricultural sector. Spain, which had its hottest year on record in 2022, is expected to be one of the world's worst heat EU countries in terms of climate change. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq issues a royal decree. The Governorate of the Far stresses on the readiness of all sectors for the Kharif season. And a workshop in Muscat reviews the efforts to enhance entrepreneurship in the Sultanate of Oman. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the studios and the newsroom, it's good night and stay safe.